Second Ezra 16 and 50. Matter of fact, let me start at 49. This Second Ezra 16 and 49. Like as a whore, envious, a right and honest and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity. So we're looking at this hoe, like, look, man, yeah, you about to get it. Yep. You're gonna, what it says, a whore's end, man. It's like a Babylon. This whore is about to get burned, man.
That's right.
All right. So the righteous woman is looking at the wicked woman, which is the wicked of our people, man. And we're calling you out on your shit, man. Your shit, man. All right.
Yeah, and it's funny because you like even in the world, right? You'll see like some videos where you have like usually loosely like a upright type of chick calling things out, right? Like you'll see these women say like, look, these sexy reds and these Megan Thee Stallions, yada yada yada. They're doing all this wicked shit, whatever, right? Then you look at the fucking comment boards, bro, and all these fucking black bitches, bro, are out for her, bro. Nigga. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Saying this, that, and the third, yada yada yada. It's like, the bitch, like, you don't got nothing, man. This woman's got a whole husband, a family. She's well off. You know what I'm saying? Protected, and you're talking shit because she called something out that's blatantly evil and wicked.
Hey, the nigga woman is the queen of doubling down, bro. All right. What Scripture says, thou has a whore's forehead. Thou refuses to be ashamed. All right. The Lord is literally going to have to fucking destroy you. You niggas need.
What do you make you say in the morning before leaving the house?
Reach up high, touch down low. If anything shows, for change your clothes.
Why? Why does he make you say that?
Because if your clothes are loose enough to make you look like a lady, but tight enough to know you're a woman.
I like it.
Am I missing something? Like, you go look at those comments and everyone's mad. Am I missing, like, genuinely, if I'm missing something about why people should be upset about that video, please let me know. All she said was her dad wants to make sure that her clothes are loose enough to where she's still respectable, looks like a lady, but they are form-fitting enough to let the world know that she is a woman. She's a girl, so she's not dressing like a boy. So he said he wants his daughter to look feminine while still looking respectable. Am I missing? Like genuinely, I don't understand. Like, the women are mad in the comment section. I'm just like, he wants his daughter to look respectable and still be feminine. But they're trying to get into all some type of like freak, sick weirdness, like about him looking at his daughter in some type of weird way. This all ties back into like when men are like, hey, ladies, don't go out wearing a certain type of thing, or don't put yourself in dangerous situations. And women are like, well, men should just know not to assault women. And you're like, well, yes, but there are going to be men who are going to assault women. So lower your chances of being assaulted. I've made this analogy before. It's like you're driving on the road and there's someone else driving crazy. And I'm like, hey, practice being a defensive driver. And you're like, well, other people should just drive better. Yes, in the perfect world, people would drive better and not speed and drive crazy weaving throughout traffic. But lower your chances of getting into a car accident by being a defensive driver.
That all the girls, right, were attacking Savannah here, asking her questions about her work, shaming her for being a wife, asking her about divorce. Do you have a plan in place? Kind of taking shade at her for her business that she had, like you did before.
No, that was to correct that. I was not throwing shade at all.
Here's the thing.
I was genuinely
I was watching. No, you weren't.
Wait, I'm talking.
I'm talking. You're on my show. It doesn't really matter what you got to say right now, because I was observing the women's behavior and body language throughout the entire show when women were speaking to her, and I found it very interesting that there was a very sarcastic, undermining undertone, like, "Oh, you're 19 years old and you're married, but what if your guy leaves you? Do you have a job? What's your backup plan, etc." And I find it very interesting that like women do this, and then they wonder why it's so hard for them to find a guy down the road or be taken seriously, etc. Because women don't respect traditional values anymore. And the way that you guys are speaking to her literally proves that. And that's why I've kind of been letting it go on for a bit, because I've been kind of intrigued by how the women responded to her comments, and it's been very vicious and very pernicious. And I find it interesting too, because all she's saying is the truth about how men think. And a lot of you guys, gave your immediate female reaction, knee-jerk reaction of, oh, well, is that the best way to go? Are you going to still have your man, blah, blah, blah? The reality is men don't initiate divorces. The reality is that men typically, if they find a girl that has a low body count like her, statistically speaking, you're going to stay in a committed marriage for a long period of time. She got married at a young age when her value's still high. And, you know, statistically speaking, she's probably going to have a long-term marriage. And all the girls here are angry about it, yelling at her or talking shit or being surreptitious in the way that they ask her questions like she was before. And, yeah, I mean, it's just very, very interesting that even when women say the things that we're thinking, you guys have a problem with it. I mean, you could go ahead and try to explain yourself if you want, but I think, you know, the clarifying questions you were giving wasn't really about clarifying. It was more about trying to establish a semblance of dominance in your questioning, because you went ahead and confirmed her behavior is appropriate. Oh, yeah, it's art form to be on OnlyFans. No, it's not. It's absolutely deplorable. But women enable bad behavior all the time. Meanwhile, you got a girl here that's married at 19 years old. I think that's extremely successful. Matter of fact, it's something that you're trying to do, but she already got it at a young age. And her chances of getting her husband, right, at her age, I'll be honest with you, she's doing better than you are at 26 and still single dancing.
This is the book of 2nd Esdras 16 and 49. It says, like as a whore envieth a right, honest, and virtuous woman, so shall righteousness hate iniquity, when she decketh herself, and shall accurse her to her face, when he cometh that shall defend him that diligently searcheth out every sin upon earth. Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Merkach B'dash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at GMS who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations to the elect and the 1/3, as well as you, speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. I'm the brother Barak, and I'm going to be making another lesson because repetition is the father of skill, of course, right? About these, wicked, evil bitches, right? Because that's the spirit, that's coming down right now, right? And the first clips I put up were the clips from the GMS Chicago camp, and they basically brought out a precept, and I wanted to make a lesson on it about basically how and it really a woman, how a wicked woman envieth a righteous woman, right? So you have one of these bitches that have she might be a prostitute, a stripper, she might have 10, 15, 20 different bodies, right? But she sees a virgin woman, all right, and a woman that's super how you say it, like super like a good woman, right? That hasn't been corrupted by Esau's world, right? She will envy that woman because she has something that she can no longer have. She has something that she lost, right? And this society, right? As they it goes to show you how these scriptures they always apply from the beginning of the end, right? Because this stuff still applies till this day, right? You see in the second clip, these women in the comment section were simply getting angry at a woman for what? For dressing modestly, right? And that they have a problem with that. They try to twist it and make it seem like it's something bad. And what it is ultimately this is one of Esau's weapons, right? Instagram, what does the scripture say? Do not be deceived by Satan's devices, right? Roughly paraphrasing, for we are not ignorant of his devices, right? So the comment section is one of his ways of psychologically manipulating people, because it'll show you, it's actually been proven, right? It will show you comments, right? If you're a male or a female on the account, it will show you certain comments catering towards what you want to see, right? And it'll show you comments to manipulate your psychology. So a post like that will only show you negative female comments, and it will kind of bring out some sort of like it'll kind of bring out some like they call it social conformity, right? Where everybody's agreeing with this thing, so they must be right? This is the way these people think. So it makes good seem evil, right? And evil seem good. Let's bring that scripture out. This is the book of Isaiah 5:20. It says, "Woe unto them that call evil good and good evil, that put darkness for light and light for darkness, that put bitter for sweet and sweet for bitter." Right? So everything in the society that's deemed good, these people, man, they think it's they think it's weird, right? They see us doing camp, they see us doing lessons. What do they do? They stop into the middle of the road and fucking record, right? It's lucky. What do? They you know, they record us. They laugh at us. They see a woman dressing like, with good parents that are taking care of them, right? Let's just say, a woman dressing modestly, right? A woman who has a woman might have a, married, she's married or whatever, right? These women, they envy that, they hate that, right? You know what I'm saying? Because they chose to, they chose pleasure over, basically, following, the Lord, right? And this goes for, I'm speaking about the Israelite woman here, right? And these are just some examples, right? But these women, they hate it when, they hate the men of the Lord, right? They hate women who follow the men of the Lord, right? They hate being told what to do. They hate when someone tells them dressing modestly, about to dress modestly. It irritates their demons that are in their it irritates their demonic spirit, right? That's why you had Elder Menachem Zagbad. There was a while ago, there was I don't know how long it was ago, but there was a few girls that went up to his camp, and he told they brought out simply the scripture about dressing modestly, and they immediately started getting angry, and that's because their demons, what they get, how you say it, their demons basically got cut up, right? Their demon just came out of them, right? Because they know what they're doing is wrong, and they know it's for attention, right? But they do it anyway, right? Because the scripture tells these women, to just, what to do, right? It tells them to dress modestly, right? But these women, you call them what? They're what you call gatherer broads, right? They go out, they just go fuck whoever, right? Whoever has money, whoever has status, right? They don't seek the men of the Lord, right? But now it's coming to them where it's really going, it's turning bad for them, because now the daddy Esau is taking away all his benefits from them, right? He's removing those EBTs, right? He's removing those how you say it, people are out here, men are finding women from other countries, right? And these women are getting screwed up, and on top of that, when that mass calamity happens, they ain't gonna be no more men, because what? Men are gonna get sent off the war and die, right? Book of Isaiah 4:1, it says, "And in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man, saying, We will eat our own bread, and wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach." And it goes on to say how basically these women are going to be fighting to find a man, right? Scriptures say, "I'll make a man more precious than fine gold, like the golden wedge of Ophir," right? So, even if these dudes out here, because you see a lot of people going out here, trying to be a passport bros, going to different countries to find a woman and all that, that's just not going to even matter, because even those people are going to get destroyed, right? We're talking about, the Lord's only dealing with his elect men, right? And his 1/3, right? And so having a man is going to be more precious than fine gold, right? But these women, they don't want to hear that, right? Their time is coming to an end, right? But these scriptures are timeless, man. And it just goes to show you that these scriptures from thousands of years ago, man, they still apply till this day, right? You see these women, and then and on the third clip I put just another example. The same thing. You see a woman, she was envious of another, and I don't know if that woman's a Jake or not, but these women, they're envious of other women, basically, finding a husband, right? Or finding a, right now, as what they should be doing, right? but they're envious of these women basically finding a husband, right? Because statistically, there's more proven. A woman who has, slept with less men, she's more, she's how you say it. I mean, not only is she more valuable, but she's more likely to stay committed to that person, right? And that's why in weddings, weddings back then, that's why a virgin wife was considered so valuable, right? Because nobody wanted a woman that was, a whore. Nobody wanted that, right? But nowadays, these women, they think they're precious, and they're over here sitting with 30 fucking different bodies, right? But the thing is, man, that's why Esau's society, is so bugged out, because it should be the opposite, man. The men are the one who are, the precious, the men of the Lord, right? The men of the Lord are what you call the prize, right? The prize possession, Slakia, the prize, right? And the women are possessions, right? So let's bring this out. The book of Ecclesiasticus 36:24. It says, "He that getteth a wife beginneth a possession, a help like unto himself, and a pillar of rest," right? Your woman not supposed to be help fucking screaming at you all day, making it difficult for you. You know what I'm saying? And that's why in the kingdom, these women are going to be programmed to be come correctly, right? And they're not going to be under this, demonic ass society anymore, right? They're going to be, you're going to have virgin wives, thousands of concubines, right? Thousands of wives, right? But on this side, man, don't think, don't be over here thinking that's gonna, you're gonna be able to, think that's even like how you say it. Don't expect it to be all, fun and games, right? And even Isaiah 4:1, right? It's not gonna be like some rap music video where you're just gonna have all these women, because that's gonna be during a time of trouble, right? It's still gonna be in a time of, don't expect these women to be, come correctly till the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai comes back and, he establishes his kingdom, right? So, but it goes to show you, man, shout out to the brothers from Chicago, shout out to the people who posted those videos. Those are really good examples. I just want to make some video on that, right? It goes to show you, man, and the Instagram, TikTok, they design these things in a way to where, they manipulate the minds of these women to think it's okay to, go around, sleep around with other people, dress like a hoe, and what's going to happen is, they're going to do the same exact thing for the MOTV, that microchip, right? They're going to push celebrities pushing that shit. The comments are going to be talking about good things. The people that are going to say, speak against it, they're either going to remove those comments, filter them, or people are going to shame those people, right? So it's going to be a, these are just systems Esau uses to manipulate people, right? Don't be not ignorant of Satan's devices, man. So yeah, man, hopefully this was edifying. I would like to say, call Yahweh Bashim Yashai Bashim Kakodesh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS who taught me this truth. Salutations to the Lord elect and the 1/3. Shalom.